I was literally one day sitting on the sofa and thinking, I don't know even what happiness is. Always upstreams, always challenges, always something. And even I venture to UK, that you're not gonna like just let your past go. All these things I knew until you heal this. So no matter where you travel, it comes with you until you deal with that.
Karolina, thank you so much for joining us today. I am so excited to hear your story. We're letting everybody know there are healers, there are amazing people out in the world, and I'm very honored to have you as a guest on the show. So, for the viewers, this is Karolina, and I'm not going to share the story. I'm going to allow you to share the story. So, first of all, just share a little bit of background about who you are and what you do.
Mm-hmm. So thank you. First, thank you very much for having me here. I'm super excited about this kind of gathering because it's so needed. Like there's so many amazing people, and it's amazing that you actually allowing us to be more visible and allowing yourself to be visible, because you are also amazing, woman, spiritual warrior, and we are all in many different ways as well. So my name is Karolina. I'm from Poland originally. And at this moment, I'm living in small country, Slovenia. My partner is from Slovenia. However, I left Poland probably nearly 20 years ago. So I've been traveling and living in different places. One of the places I used to live was England. So I feel like this is like really my second home as well. I used to live there for 12 years. I have a little baby, 1 year and a half, a little daughter. She's a beautiful soul. And yeah, on a soul level, I'm also dancer, love expression, love passion, love creativity, love traveling. And what I do, I help women. I mainly work with women to connect to things, those daily life that we need to do, as a mother, as a wife, as a, whatever we do, but also very much the spiritual self, the mystical self, that sensual self, that sexual self, that combining in our daily life so we feel rich and fulfilled and whole, because often we forget this part and we don't know how to combine in our daily life, and this is where we often feel empty or like something is missing in our life, and it's just this maybe the energy of feeling unmotivated and not appreciated, but it's all coming to us. And when we combine those two words, which we are that we are the spiritual person in this human body with human experience, like the magical things happening in our life, more synchronicities, and we feel full, we feel I just want to say that the energy is coming out from you, and we're just creating different realities. So this is what I am helping women to do, for of course healing deep. There's a deep work of healing traumas, limiting beliefs, but also really expanding our psychic abilities and really tapping into this mystical self that we all have it. We all have it, it's all in us. So this is just very briefly about me.
It's awesome. And so many people are lacking that. I used to teach pole dancing, and a lot of women don't know how to feel comfortable in their bodies. It's very difficult. It's easy to do gymnastics and, be on stage and perform, but don't have eye contact. It's difficult to feel because you feel exposed.
Mm-hmm.
So what brought you into that? Something must have shifted to create your life path to go in that direction.
Mm. Of course, like we all have that story. So my story was definitely the abuse, very abusive childhood. My father was an alcoholic, very abusive. He was very creative with my childhood. Yes, felt very broken, very broken. My confidence was literally zero, even minus zero, minus 10, because there was also health condition. When we have lots of traumas, of course, you create lots of health conditions. I had the endo that was creating lots of pain in the body. I couldn't get out of bed, couldn't have sex, because it was so painful. So of course, this made me feel like not even woman, less woman, and feeling bad that something is wrong with me, and all of these things, until what really woke me up on this, for the spiritual journey and healing, is when my brother committed suicide. And when he did this, it just crushed me even more. And this is where I was literally one day sitting on the sofa and thinking, I don't know even what happiness is. Always upstreams, always challenges, always something. And even I venture to UK, you know, that you're not gonna like just let your past go. You know, all these things I knew until you heal this, you know. So no matter where you travel, it comes with you until you deal with that. So this is where I was so much in emotional pain. And plus I was on the physical, I was, you know, having depression for over a decade, you know, since teenage, anxiety since I was little baby. They were like telling me like that I am a very nervous child, but at the time, at this moment when I know, it was just like panic attacks and anxiety, you know, at the time, you know, they didn't have probably maybe the knowledge about that. So this is what really pushed me, that I had also rosacea, so really red face, really bad face. And so there were a few, around the same time was number one, that I was trying to heal my rosacea, of course, going to doctors, and they were giving me pills, which were making me fainting, like losing consciousness. And in one moment after taking them 5 days, and doctor told me to take them 6 months, I was like, oh my God. I said, that's it. Like I'd rather be red than taking this stuff, you know. And this pushed me to start searching, how can I heal the body? And I was taking 12 years, hormones and different strong pills for this pain, for the endo. And basically, I healed this in 6 weeks. And my rosacea literally started really improving very fast. In 3 months, I already saw a different face, basically. And this really empowered me. I said, wow, if I can do it without any support, like I didn't have any mentors, anyone, I was just literally start choosing to do something different, you know, and there's no more doctors. I promised myself, and since that, I actually never needed to go to doctor, and it's already 12 years, over 12 years. So this really empowered me. It was like a miracle when I saw that I have no pain after 6 weeks only, and struggling nearly 15 years and taking strong pills and hormones and other things for 12 years. I was like, wow, what else is possible? And then very short after that, my brother committed suicide. So this was emotional pain. And this is where I realized how many traumas I need to heal from my childhood. But not only childhood, because we also know that country holds traumas, you know, like Poland, wars and so on. It's not only Poland, there's many countries like this with heavy baggage, you know, of the group consciousness, the people who live there, you know, lots of not enoughness, not enough safety because of the war. I grew up in communists. I still remember I needed to queue after bread for 2 hours. My mom was sending me this small paper where it was saying how many breads we can buy per month, you know, so I was queuing in that. There was nothing in the shops. I've been imprinted with the communistic, you know, energies and beliefs, and of plus religious, you know, like playing small, you know, everything is seen, you know, and all of this stuff, being punished. So I remember my granny had cross with Jesus on the wall, and I was so scared as a little girl because constantly listening that God will punish you if you're not this good girl, you know. So lots of beliefs from every angle, you know, and of course you go to schools and they tells you as well, you cannot write, you will not be able to do that or that, you know. So this is what opened me up for healing this and uncovering actually what beliefs are mine. And of course, as we know, most of those beliefs are not even ours, you know. It's you know, so this put me on this amazing healing journey of healing ancestors' traumas, my own traumas, and recognizing what beliefs are actually mine. And like I said, most of them are not even mine, you know. It was just uncovering who is actually Karolina, who is Karolina. And I am former accountant. So the more I was doing healing and stepping on this journey, the more I realized I am not accountant. So who am I? I put so much money, you know, so much time studying, you know, being in UK, studying this in second language as well, which was a challenge as well, and, you know, passing these exams. So I realized I need to help people, but then how, you know, and then, you know, the journey continue. And I was so connected with myself and asking constantly myself, or higher self, or however you do it, the truth self, to guide me on my path. And literally 4 months later, I was guided to go to some energy healing training, which I, at the time, didn't even understand what that means. Like, for me, I was reading this website and I was like, what they are talking about? I have no clue, but I'm going because I had such a strong pull going there. And I went to London for this training. I entered the room and I'm like, I feel like I'm home. And still my mind couldn't figure out what the teacher is teaching us, but energetically on a soul level, I felt like I've done this many times. And this really showed up then when I was doing practices in the group. People were asking me how long I've been doing this, because, it was so easy for me. And this just opened completely different doors for me. And until even now, like clearing black magic and courses and spells and sometimes doing crazy sessions like with literally alien energies, and it's just I would never thought that I would be here in this moment, and seeing what is happening in the world, and like all of this, just seeing the truth, where we are lied to, with what we are controlled, and so on. It's really a fascinating journey. It's been a very fascinating journey. So that's very shortly what's brought me here. Of course, my own healing on many levels, and also supporting my partner. My was more emotional, like clearing on an emotional level. My partner was actually in bed for 4 years, and we were traveling to Bali and Thailand and working with different healers, and nothing helped. And why I'm mentioning, because some people may actually benefit that. We tried different things, nothing worked. He was in bed, and he intuitively knew there is nothing wrong with his body. And we did some checkups, and there was nothing wrong with his body. And what happened basically was cursed so badly with very high advanced magician level that when the curses were taken, he just 3 days later he was just normal. And this is why we could have baby and so on. So things open up for us. And that's the reason why I'm sharing, because his journey, my journey opened me for traumas and healing and helping me with other women to help traumas. And with his journey, supporting him, opened me completely for the multidimensionality, because we've been supporting, and now he's like doing the clearings and I am doing clearings, so it's just fascinating how many things you learn on this journey.
Well, that's amazing. So I've got a lot of questions. So let's start with the rosacea, right? Mm-hmm. I know that innately I've always known that we can heal our own bodies, and you know that too, because you found that is the truth. What made you decide that the doctors aren't working? Did you always know it and try the medical route first and then say, you know what, let me just take my own health in my own hands?
Oh, yes. I completely believe in doctors, because even Polish culture is like, you go to doctor and expect to have prescription. This is how I grew up. If you're not coming out from this doctor, room without prescription, that is not good doctor, So of course I was like mind control and mind, brainwashed with this as well. So I thought the doctor is everything, like anyone in culture, until they, and I was going from one doctor or dermatologist to another one, and they were giving more stuff to take on my face, or in terms of pills. And when I started fainting and losing consciousness, like I was like, no. And this woke me up. And also I had lots of cramps in my belly. I was bloated, very easily gaining weight. There was lots of health issues, and then plus the endo pain. So I went to the doctor, to GP, and I told him that I'm so bloated, I have belly pain. And he told me, how old are you? I said, nearly 30. Oh, you're getting old. So go to a pharmacy, get the pill for digestion, and because your digestive system is slowing down now. And that's it. When I heard that, this kicked my ass like nothing else. I'm like, no, there must be a different way. Like not just going to pharmacy, get another pill for digestion. So this really kicked, this actually visit with doctor kicked my ass, that I started researching, things, what causing this belly bloating, pain, and things like this. And this is when I started changing everything. Gave up dairy to test myself, gave up gluten for some times, and bone broth. I started doing bone broth every day. I cooked big pots, stored some jars in the fridge. So then I realized I need to cleanse my body. I started taking spirulina and chlorella, and I felt difference in 2 weeks time already. And I was like, wow, I feel more brighter, more, more energies. And then I started slimming down. People were asking me, what am I doing that I am slim? They noticed, in my work, they were coming even to me and asking, what do I eat? Because they see me slimming down in like 3 months, really, and feeling more brighter, more energized, happier as a result. So people from different departments that they didn't work with me, they were coming and literally coming to my desk and checking what I'm eating, and they saw me smoothies and they were like, oh, the smoothie looks disgusting. I said, yeah, whatever, because they were the English, they were going for sausages and eggs and beans, and I'm like, okay, for you it's disgusting, for me it works, and guess what, after 1 month 4 managers started drinking smoothies, to the office, seeing me that I'm doing this. So, it was just fascinating. So this what empowered me, and this just continued. Then I realized, wow, this is the physical aspect that body needs lots of nutrition, but also we need to detox. So the spirulina, chlorella, giving up sugar, giving up all the things that help me to cleanse the body. This was on a physical level, and then I realized is the emotional. So the rosacea, talking about this, I remember when I touched my face first time, this redness, which I hated. I was spending so much money buying these green creams that are supposed to cover the greenness, and then you put lots of makeup. It just didn't work. And then I said, I'm gonna stop this. And it was difficult. Imagine now, no makeup at work when you are so red. And I said, if I want to heal this, I need to see my skin. I need to see the improvement and progress, if what I do actually works. So I stopped wearing makeup to work, and it was like a big step. Just using natural stuff like oils, different type of oils I was testing on myself. And the food, I was changing the food, and 3 months, and the redness was just calming down. It was just more pinkish. And then when I touched my face, I said, okay, I started to loving this place, not just hating, covering, hating, pretending that it's not there. And I remember when I touched these cheeks, it was just first hit from my father, when he slapped me. I was so shocked. I was like, and this opened me up, that all the other things are trapped in our bodies, like this shock and traumas, that emotional baggage, like it was rage here, it was anger, it was powerlessness, because my father was very abusive. He literally was pushing me to the limits, like the animal, to the corner. And I just needed to, it just created rage. I was so rageful, when I was younger, before this healing session, because he was constantly pushing me to limits that I needed to survive. So I realized, wow, first slap, I could literally feel like he just slapped me 5 minutes ago. And the rage, the anger that was coming from my lower body, from my lower belly, and going up, and it was, of course, those flashes, and every time when I get frustrated or irritated, it was like this, so this opened me up, like how all of this connected. And when I started really working with anger, which is also linked with my pain, with endo, was all trapped in my ovaries, with womb, all of this cysts or polyps, however you call this. It was all this childhood trauma, sexual abuse, not only mine, but my mother. It was also the rage, powerlessness, pain, frustration, disappointments, but also womb is all about creation. As a woman, being in creative mode, like whatever you're creating, whether it's book or painting or dancing or whatever, just creating. And this was completely suppressed because, of course, all my childhood was all about surviving. There was no space even to create. It was just about surviving. So realizing, wow, like how this creativity was trapped and suppressed, so then I started being more creative, and like literally this energy lifted and being more alive. And this is how I started healing my endo. And I was told that I'm not going to have children. Like I said, I shared at the beginning, sex was painful. Like literally I could just when it was ovulation, put my hands on my body, and it was already painful. So this really helped me to heal. And of course, connecting with the body constantly, putting hands on my womb, and I say, hey, darling, how are you doing? And the body was, or she was saying, hey, I need more connection, or just hold the hands here, So all of this was very empowering, because like when you coming from the, like such a severe abuse, you are so disconnected from the body, and to that level that you can have even out of body experiences, like lots of people who's got lots of like sexual abuse and really severe abuse, they don't want to be in the body. Yeah, they struggle to be in the body. So definitely this was my case, and learning how to connect, constantly connecting with this beautiful feminine energy. And also this taught me that this endo is linked, that I do not honor my feminine, like, or as a being, as a woman. I don't respect myself to be as a woman, or just cherish myself as a woman. Because again, if you're going through this abuse, you're just surviving. There's not even thinking to like, oh, I'm a woman, let me enjoy my breasts, or let me enjoy my hips and my feminine energy. There's nothing like that. So this will also open me up for this aspect, and this is exactly what I do as well, bringing a lot of feminine embodiment in my work, because it was a game changer in every aspect, and also bringing that energy in relationships as well, and healing men as well with this energy. Like I remember when I was asking my partner when I was having period, and I was like, can you put your hand on my womb? And we were both holding our hands on my womb. It was just bringing this masculine energy, this protective energy into my system, into her, and my loving and caring energy. And it was just so healing, because again, my wounding was not having this man who is protective, was opposite, So bringing his also energy, it just heals not only, ourselves, but also heal men as well, that they can co-create with us.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the biggest sin, right? Is the men that are supposed to protect you are the ones that are abusing you. And we're living in a very patriarchal society, and I've seen a lot of shift happening, especially in the last few years, where women are actually saying no more. Especially with that, like that lady that got murdered. Oh, was it in Iran? Where she had, she took off her burqa and said, I'm not doing this anymore. And, and there's a huge uprising because we've been pushed down because we're weaker physically, but to me, we're more fine-tuned. We're more delicate than men. We're more sensitive to certain things, and they may be a little bit on the rough side, so they can do the heavy lifting. But nothing wrong with men getting in touch with their feminine energy.
Oh, absolutely. It's so necessary. This is how we can become whole. Like that's it. They also have this part of them that they need to get in touch, but also they've been conditioned, like men don't cry, like simple, silly, stupid belief, but how is damaging. Then men are so angry, so disconnected from their body, from their soul as well, because of those beliefs, like man needs to be strong and don't cry, don't express your feelings, and so on. It's just they are also as wounded as us. It's just it's showing up different way, but I believe that we need to bring this feminine, masculine in us together to feel whole, no matter whether you are man or woman. Absolutely. And really collaborate, and it's so beautiful to see when men healing this part of themselves. It's the heart opening, the body opening, and just how we relate to each other. It's just completely different level. It's just so beautiful, so soulful, so heart-centered, and just like ego mind, level.
I also found out the other day that our tears contain hormones or like a chemical that that your eyes are designed for the tears to go into your mouth. So when you drink your tears, it heals you. It's a tonic. It's actually medication.
Oh, wow.
So, and for you specifically, not for somebody else. So it's actually good for you to cry. And I mean, when you think about men being told not to cry, they cannot heal themselves. They're actually been banned from doing that.
Absolutely. And that's why they go into addiction so easy, drinking, smoking, because they don't know how to cope with all of these, emotions and what is going on with them, So they go into addictions, or they are very angry as well. And as a result, probably they go into addiction anyway, you know, because they need to release this somehow, you know, or they're being very violent as well in many different ways. Yes, yes, absolutely. Hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, so you mentioned curses, and I have a strong feeling, especially in the white population, there's a lot of Freemasonry in, you know, in the black cultures, there's witchcraft. It's all the same thing, pretty much. It's just the way, you know, who do you call on? Which demons do you call on, or whatever? But where did that come from? Was it something that happened by accident, or is it somebody that was jealous of somebody in the family, or is it somebody that dedicated their children? What happened there with it?
So what we've learned through this journey, especially like I said, what opened us is my partner, you know, not being able to get out of bed. It's two things. What we've learned, that people can curse you. You know, some people do some ritual, and in some cultures are just normal. When I was living in Bali, I learned that putting black magic on your neighbors is just normal. Like on a daily life, this is just norm. It's nothing hidden. They just know, oh, my neighbor probably put black magic on me. Like literally, I was on a workshop with Balinese woman who was teaching some about crystals, and she was sharing that, you know, her neighbor put black magic on her. At the time, my awareness and consciousness was not there, you know. It was like listening fairy story, you know, like it's like, because it's not in my culture, I never heard. So it was like, yeah, I heard that, that's it. But I didn't take it seriously what she was saying until later, when we were really searching the help for my partner, and we really got into this. We got it. Now I get it. 100%, because we had so many situations where we both were, I don't want psychically, but actually more even than psychically attacked both, that we couldn't do anything. So you can, what we've learned, that you can be cursed, definitely black magic, or you can be attacked on a spiritual level, on an astral level as well. You can have enemies on astral level by, you know, by, no, sorry, I'm mixing them. Some things that they can be done by people through rituals, and some people can be done by spirits. There are some spirits. We all living among spirits all the time, entities, like some places having lots of entities, and they are designed to siphon our energies and siphon our spirits and souls. Like, for example, churches, you know, cemeteries, you know, in prisons, hospitals have lots of soul, those souls that they passed away, but they are still hanging with us. So entities and things like this. And there's lots of spirit that they can attach to you. So, and also you can create your own dome. I had just recently one client. She's been, again, 10 years not be able to work. She's really struggling with her health issues and so on. So she came into my space, and I knew already that this is not normal, that this is not just trauma, you know, like you learn when is this trauma speaking and your victimhood, because all illness is linked with our limiting beliefs and traumas and sabotaging patterns. Let's say if you don't want to say no, you create headaches and people leave you alone, you know, we sabotage but with her, I just knew that this is more like with my partner, this is just not trauma or self-sabotaging. And we were diving deeper. I had sessions with her, and it was very clear, so many courses. So what happened, she was married with the man that his parents didn't never like her. So in Bosnia here, in Europe, basically they were doing some rituals, and I could feel it when we were clearing these courses, that there were some rituals done on her, very strong, and literally I needed to ask for help because they were so strong. I released them, but they were coming back, so I needed to ask to support me on this clearing on her. And what came up, that the courses were that one of the courses was that every time when they'll be cleared, it will be stronger, will be made stronger. The same was with my partner. It was the course was put that his body is deteriorating so much that it's not recoverable. I have so much goosebumps and energy going from it. So I'm speaking with her, with you. So with her as well was this deep, strong courses. This was one thing. And so much pain creating in the body. And she was saying, I said, because we did clearing, and she said, more shit is happening after this clearing. She feels better for a few hours, and the next day someone is attacking her on the street, or someone is like telling her that she needs to, like, just crazy things basically. And this is what is happening when you really curse or black magic, or things like this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, not nice things are happening. You can bankrupt, you can lose lots of money, you can have really health issues, like my partner, like just being in bed. So this was one thing, but why I'm also mentioning this is because she created her own demons of powerlessness as well.
Okay.
So we can also create our own entities or demons. Like in her way, it was that, yes, these demons of powerlessness. And this is not about clearing. You need to work through that, to integrate that and to change that. So it's not just clearing, because she needs to change like the consciousness to stop being in this powerlessness energy. Yeah. So also we create the spells on ourselves. We create also our own entities and demons. Yeah. Just want to share this. So this is how it goes. It's just crazy what you can uncover on this. Like, I'm constantly learning. Literally every client is teaching me something new. So in my partner case, there were like spirits, very high advanced spirits that they were sending those attacks, basically. He had some people's, you can have people's enemies as well as enemies, and you can have also enemies on an astral level as well. So that's why when you're opening your psychic abilities and people start channeling and going into these things, you really need to know what you're doing, like especially opening your third eye. And, in this new age spiritual communities, there's lots of, unfortunately, traps. People forcefully opening those third eye, doing some meditation, mushrooms and different things to open this third eye. But there's a big trap. I had a really talented friend who, honestly, she could do so many things, from creating music to like super psychic and just doing just so many skills she has. But she was forcing this, opening her third eye, like so many people do. And she did open, but she did open and was not ready for that. So suddenly you see all these demons, not only now, like we're talking about this, like she saw portals being opened, demon, and she couldn't cope with this. And literally it looks from outside like she went mental.
Yeah, you
Like
can go
completely crazy. Yeah, crazy. She couldn't get out of the room. Parents needed to be with her 24/7, and things like this. So I always say, don't force anything. Things will open organically as you heal, as you empower yourself. The chakras, if you love working with chakras and love this spiritual terminology, this all activating itself, and you're getting ready, you know how to deal with this, So yeah, there are many aspects of this, human spirit, but also you can create things. So that's why, like, this recent client actually taught me that she created these demons of powerlessness, and now she's working through this to release that.
It's true. I was at a school of metaphysics, and they had singing bowls, like clearing bowls. And people used to use these crystal bowls, but nobody actually cleaned them out. And one day somebody was busy running, that stick around it. And all of a sudden, a ball of energy came out of it and just flew through the window, broke the glass, and went out. It actually created a ball of energy.
Wow. Oh, I have so much goosebumps and energy when you're going, yeah.
Because you do. It's where does that energy go? If everybody's pouring all that negative energy into it, it's got to be cleared out at some stage.
I could just feel it. Some all entities just went,
So you've just created something here.
Yeah.
But actually, and I think a lot of light workers, we are through lifetimes being persecuted, that are afraid to stand out and speak out because they knew that was going to cause problems before, and you've got to heal that. You can't. And is that a curse? Yes, it is in a way, because you were lifetimes ago, but you don't remember. And it's bringing that memory back. Yeah,
I often do. When I work with light workers, we very often heal that. Yes, it's a vows. We create actually vows with ourselves and contracts with ourselves, or agreements with ourselves, however you call these vows. Actually, most of the time I see vows that we just say we will never be in that power, or I will never be that witch, or in modern world healer or herbalist or whatever you're doing. Yes, clearing those vows and saying, okay, past is past. We close this unfinished business there, and let's. It's all about now. Who we are now, and we are such a powerful creators. We manifest all the time, and we need to remember that we are powerful beyond our mind can even comprehend. And this is what we really need to remember, that we can change our reality. And I see how in my life, how I, literally the quantum leap or quantum jump, like I just shared with 6 weeks healing pain that I was like, I was having this 15 years, this was for me like proper quantum jump. And I see women who are ready. Gosh, in 3 months, they are like different new people, so we can do quantum jumps, in our reality, completely changing whether we want to heal our body, whether we want to finally meet the right person, or creating whatever we want to create, absolutely. We are so powerful, and we need to choose that over and over and over again, choose to be in this empowering energy.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the push for the politicians is, this whole wokeness of men are becoming women and women are becoming men and nobody knows what they are. To me, it almost feels like a dig at women. It's like, we will show you, it's to undermine femininity and womanhood and the creation, and it's not working. It's like they're trying to, and women are waking up to that and saying, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow it anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's another wounding, isn't it? It's just all about bringing the wholeness in our system. Absolutely. So I just share it, like I teach in one of my program, Mystical Journey program. I teach actually where this patriarchal energy, like I call this literally virus, started, and even starting from the Bible. Like this Adam and Eve, and the Lilith was his first wife, who just said, I'm not gonna just do whatever you want me to do. I am just gonna be free spirit, and I want to be me, and how she was demonized for centuries, and even still in many cultures are. And I really see how those three archetypes, they need to come together. The man as a Adam needs to, and Eve, like we just want to work with Adam as a wife, as a, the mother, but also we need to bring the Lilith energy, that we are all whole and coming and co-creating. That I'm gonna be doing what you want and you telling me what to do and things like this. We need to heal that archetype, Adam, Eve, and Lilith, coming together, so we can create this beautiful energy and co-create, and having this beautiful partnership with men in general, but also really embracing that Lilithness in us. And this is the Lilith energy, is the least embodied in whole planet, that knowing your truth, truly on a soul level, on a deep level, and really embody this, and really embody that spiritual self, the deep connection with your soul, and the remembrance how powerful you are, and your skills, your talents, and everything, but also really bring that humanly stuff, being in community, creating amazing family energies, and harmony, and, just doing what you love doing, and being also paid for that, and not shining away from that.
Yeah. So often I get frustrated sometimes with people that are love and light, and don't worry about it, everything will be fine. If you just push it away, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay there, and it's going to follow you around everywhere.
Yes.
As soon as you integrate it,
yes,
we're not all good, we're not all bad.
Oh no.
But when we choose which one we want to be, and we say, okay, I know I'm both, but which way do I choose to be, coming from a place of wholeness? And that's in the center. It's not on this side or on this side.
But absolutely perfect. One of the things that, people are so into manifestation, and I am also about, I've been diving into this topic a lot. We manifest all the time anyway, but it's all about, if we want to step to the next level of consciousness, whether as an individual or as a collective now on the planet, the shadow work needs to happen. Like, we need to face our sabotaging patterns, like pleasing people, controlling, hiding, playing small. We need to face this, and our fears, fear of being rejected, fear of not trusting, fear of, I don't know, being hurt, fear of whatever. We need to face this, absolutely, because like you say, this can bring wholeness, and it's nothing more empowering when you can bring that mirror and just accept it, loving, and this is how we become this whole. There's no more, you no longer need to pretend anything. You no longer need to put another mask and pretend, oh no, I'm not controlling, oh I'm not pleasing, anyone, like you don't need to do that anymore, you just truthful. And I always say that truth will liberate you, but also it activates your light body. It's helping you to step to the next level of consciousness, and just be you. Like how much energy we waste to pretend, no, this is not me. Like, no, this is you. Like, just accept that. That's it. Or integrate, face that, sit with this, sit with this fear, sit with this pattern, and it's okay, one of the exercise I do on my program is like, people, I have fear of being rejected. That's why I'm not dating. Or fear of being hurt. I'm not dating. Or I want to open my business, but I'm scared to be visible because people are gonna be judging me and telling me whatever. Yeah, the fear of being judged or whatever. It doesn't matter. No, or I cannot say no because people are gonna be angry with me, or I'm gonna disappoint people. So one of the exercise we're doing is like I'm playing music and I'm telling them, imagine we're doing a party. And you have neighbors, you need to invite neighbors, because this is your new house party. On the right side is things that you love. I'm loving, I'm caring, I am funny, I am a good cook. You're bringing this part of your neighbors, yeah? And then you're bringing other part of the neighborhood which you don't like. I'm judgy, I'm also blaming, I am fearful, I am fearful of being hurt, whatever. You're bringing this on the party as well. And then we literally, I'm playing music and dancing, especially not only with these people who we love, but people who we actually judge as well, or we are fearful. And it's literally we're doing this 3-5 minutes. That's it. And you will see that you start dancing with your fear of being hurt, and it's like becoming less. And suddenly you see this person, imaginary person, it's like, oh, she's actually funny. Oh, she's got this funny look, and funny movements. And suddenly you become okay with her. And then suddenly you start even chatting with her, and she's not actually bad. Oh, this fear is not bad. Yeah, so it's like all about it. And then you're just fine. You just liberate yourself. And yes, it's just so fun. It can be fun. Healing can be fun.
Yeah, that's a great way to do that. Yeah, sounds awesome.
So I definitely recommend this practice. Try it. It works magic. Every time when you're scared of anything, just play music and just imagine that Kate or Anna or whoever, give her a look, blondie or dark hair, or I don't know, dress her up in your mind and just dance with her and see how funny she is. And she may even become your best friend.
Well, people, especially women that have been through toxic relationship, find it very hard to take ownership of parts of themselves because they put in so much effort, trying to people please, doing more, working harder. They say, I don't want to work more. And it's difficult to get through and explain that it's not about working harder. It's about taking off your mask. We accuse them of having a mask, but they are your mirror. You also have a mask. You also pretend you're okay with it. You pretend that you're happy all the time. You pretend that it doesn't bother you, where it actually does bother you. And then, and you're doing that out of need, not out of want.
Yes.
Because you don't want to be alone, because you're afraid.
Absolutely.
Or people won't love you for who you are. And how can they love you for who you are if they don't know who you are?
Absolutely. It's all the time seeking this validation. We all want to be loved. And this is all, again, going back to the wounding, isn't it? This little girl probably wasn't seen and heard by parents. So, of course, then we're chasing this illusion of love, even if it's very abusive, because maybe he smiled to me for this 5 months, basically, all the drama. And yes, it's all this love me, love me, love me, please see me, please hear me, it's all about this wounding. And when we heal that, I'm speaking from experience, because like I shared with you, I never was hurt. I was so badly abused. And, I always thought that this is my fault and something is wrong with me, And of course, then I carried this in relationship, in life. And I even manifested many health issues because of that, And when I healed this little girl, gosh, it's just there's just freedom.
Yeah.
Just like, it's like, imagine like you have many jackets of all of this abuse, and jackets of your mom's pain and father pain and country pains, and you have like many winter's jackets, and it's just so hard to walk, you move, and when you take them off, all this mask, it's like, it's just so like you've lost 50 kilos, and it's like, oh, this is me, I can touch myself. Oh, it's so awesome, Suddenly you realize that you are creative. Like, I thought I'm very logical because I had to be to survive, and that's why I went into accountancy, because I am logical. And then I realized from my awakening, I'm not logical. I'm actually crazy, and I love talking, and I love being with people, and I'm so, like creative, So this is what can happen.
That's awesome. So what would you say to people that are wanting to heal themselves as a starting point? How would they go about it?
If they want to do it by themselves, definitely I would recommend work with one thing, like one habit. So let's say if you have health issues, you need to change diet, and you need to be outside of nature and moving your body and detox, removing sugar, maybe dairy. Like for me, bone broth was like really big piece for my healing, and I'm still coming back. I have still phases that I'm doing these big pots and still doing for all my family. So just get one habit and work, like just be consistent, commit. Like there's nothing will help you if you're not committed. Like this doctor which I share with you, and he told me get another pill for digestion. This kicked my ass like nothing else. I was so committed to find a way to heal my body, and I did. Commitment, choosing health, for example, and then one habit at a time. So if you're eating lots of junk food, you know that you need to change that. If you're not moving enough and you're not spending enough time in nature, you need to change that. No one will do it for you. And then maybe when you'll be ready, absolutely, I highly recommend working with someone on emotional level, on the trauma level, and other things, energetic level. But we can do a lot. But, at the beginning, I didn't have any helpers. Then I did, If you want to, overcome some blockages about love, again, see where you're losing your power, where you're giving your power away. Check your past relationship, what I was doing that I was giving my power away, like you mentioned, and putting everyone first, and I was last, constantly being exhausted and unappreciated and things like this. Okay, what can I change? Maybe I start saying more no. It's very simple. Like if someone ask you, hey, can you drive me to April, which is like 3 hours, and you're just exhausted at this moment, you don't want to really do it. Just ask yourself, do I want to do it on a soul level? No, I don't. So I said, hey, I won't be able to help you. I can help you to find maybe someone else, but I won't be able to do it, Start saying more no, putting yourself first, putting your calendar, like, I don't know, laughter night, and you start, or creative night, something for soul, for your body. Put in the calendar and stick to it, that okay, Monday it's my spa. If you have no money, you don't need to go to spa. You can just put nice water and nice oil in your bath tube and just do it for yourself. Self massaging your feet, massaging your body, massaging your breast, face. You can do it so much for yourself. If you're about money, learning how to budgeting. So there's so many things you can learn, and so many information there are on the internet right now. We are actually blessed in this age that there's so much information. So like you can now learn so much, even for free. But I would say one thing at a time. But otherwise, people get overwhelmed jumping from one thing. This is what I want to actually share. So many people always ask me, what book would you recommend to read? I'm like, you know what? Instead of reading 20 books, book one healing session. Or really, instead of 20 books that you actually gonna even forget what you've read 5 days later, work with one pattern, one habit. Change one habit. That's it. and it will change more you and your life than reading 20 books and that you never do anything with this. You just have, oh, nice inspiration, oh, nice information, and that's it.
Yeah, you're getting surface level stuff, but it's not doing the
Yes.
inner work.
Oh, yes.
It's not shifting
Even
anything.
absolutely, and like on my program, like recently we did call on with my current ladies. They are in the program. We do women's circle, and it's very deep work. Like really, you speaking from the body, from the place of your soul, and very feminine energy, even tapping into like priestesses energy and ancient energies. And they were saying, "Oh, this wow! I read so many books about priestesses and ancient wisdoms and things like this. This is nothing what we actually experience because it's all about doing, experiencing, not just reading and getting. That's why it doesn't also work when you watch people binging millions videos on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. It's not working. It's a distraction, actually. Unfortunately, it's a good thing that you can get lots of information for free, but another thing is you get distracted. You're binging all of this, yeah, it's good, and you're lying in bed and still binging, and you're still not well, and you're still not happy, and you're still whatever, you're still in your old patterns and your old reality. So it's better that it's really important to know, is this distraction or is this really serving me? Watch one thing and then apply it, then binging millions videos or books and do nothing about that.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think people are afraid that if they go look in, that they're going to open a can of worms and then they won't be able to cope. But honestly, they're carrying it around with them everywhere they're going. If anything, it's like you said, taking off the jacket. It's just going to make you feel lighter, and you can finally put that away and put it down and say, that's not mine.
We wasting 1,000 more energy to pretend that things are not there. We are very good in camouflaging, thinking that no one sees us. Everyone sees that you're not happy. Everyone sees that you're depressed. Everyone sees that you are like dealing with health issue and what everyone sees this. It's just you lying yourself. It's all about commitment and readiness, nothing else. If you're ready and committed like me, I didn't have money. I didn't have money even for my helpers, healers and so on. Never. But I found money. I even, in one period I was eating porridge for 6 months, just this, because this was my budget. This is what I had, money, because I was so committed. I was going to one lady who helped me to heal my traumas. The prices she was charging, I needed to work like 2-3 days for just one session. But I figured it out. I got another job. I was eating porridge for 6 months. I didn't bother. I knew I am moving forward and changing and growing and expanding. And this was nourishing me so much that I didn't mind eating this porridge for 6 months, So it's all about commitment and readiness. If someone is not ready, they will find an excuse. That's it.
Yeah, they will. So where can people find you?
So where you can find me on my website. My name is karolinablaszkiewicz.com. So this is where if you want to reach out, have a chat, definitely. I do free, first Sunday of the month, I do free sacred gathering for women. So everyone is, welcome for this. I do normally energy clearing. We're clearing different blockages, money, love, health. But also I do the meditation. So I'm guided. Whoever comes, I'm tuning into the group of the people who actually arrived and see what the spirit is asking me. Sometimes we're actually doing clearing of entities and things like this. So it really depends who is coming. So this is happening first Sunday of the month, 10:30 Eastern time. 11 a.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Or 4 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. European time. So you are welcome to see. It's free. And then I also do membership as well, which is $44. And this is where we just coming once a month and we working on one topic, let's say love, sexuality, money. So this is like proper workshop. So we have this on a monthly basis. And my biggest amazing stuff is a Mystical Journey program, which is a few months program, which we're starting soon, where is a one-on-one session with me, healing traumas, ancestor traumas, name it, whatever you want, clearing curses, black magic. It goes from healing traumas, limiting beliefs to like really doing multidimensional stuff. Then we working with, I teach feminine embodiment practice women, which is when you really get these practices, you actually can heal yourself. You can deal with any situation in your life, whether you're dealing with stress, anger, I don't know, whatever situation. When you learn how to do these practices, you have tools for life. So it's all about embodiment, not here, embodiment. And also the women's circle, which are beyond the words. I cannot even tell you what is happening on this course, because we are literally in a different dimensions and speaking from the body and speaking from the source. And again, it depends who is coming on this course and how open people are. But as we go through the journey, people are opening more and more. So the more mystical, more magical things are happening on this course. So this is also what is happening. And also I have my book. If you buy this book, it's on Amazon, A Mystical Journey, Your Divine Path to Happiness and Freedom. You're actually gonna get access to my membership for free for 1 month. So it's a really great deal. You just need to buy a book and you can go over all these workshops that we already did from my membership, and you can join us on the live call as well. So it's really it's a really good deal.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Makes me want to be there too.
You are very welcome to join us.
Yeah, I think I might. I just love the idea of women getting together and just opening up and being vulnerable, because that's when the magic happens. Yeah. So I'll post all your links below, and the people can get hold of you and everything like that. Is there anything else that you'd like to share that I haven't maybe asked you?
No, amazing.
Maybe a final message? No, we good?
No, just if something you feel like you're not fulfilled and you feel like on a soul level you're missing out, you like definitely step on this healing path. It will change you and change your life in every way possible. Like I could give you millions of stories from my life and other people. Just do it. Just do it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it, and it doesn't take so much time. You don't need to wait to see results. Like you don't need to wait decades. You really see even few weeks, in few months, you can see big changes. So just do it.
Yeah. And the thing is, when you change, everybody else around you changes too. Not that that's your goal.
No.
But
Absolutely.
it does, and you'll find that all those people that are not good for you will just kind of move away, and you start attracting
100%.
people that you never saw before, that have always been there.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
100%. That's the whole, is letting go of not only our crap that doesn't serve us, but also the people gonna go. But then we are attracting the more people who we really can connect on a soul level. And yes, it's a beautiful journey.
Yeah, well, Karolina, it was lovely hearing your story. I was fascinated. I'm sure that the viewers will be fascinated too. Well done on taking that path yourself, because it is difficult and it's lonely. Nobody can do it for you. They can walk with you, but they cannot do it for you. So,
Yes.
yeah, we need more people like you out there in the world spreading the information and the work, allowing a place for people to go to where they can actually get healed. So, yeah, thank you for your service.
Thank you so much, Natasha. Thank you for creating this space for all of us and for yourself. Amazing. Thank you.